Noob does not carry. This guy, he has unreactable 50-50s that are safe with the leg kebab or the overhead, but it's not, I just don't see him as someone who's, I just don't really see this character as someone who carries a lot. I think Raiden carries a little bit, not too much, but he carries a little bit. I don't even think Jackie carries. I think this motherfucker carries a lot. He carries like one of the most, especially online. So why would I say that Raiden carries? The back one. The fucking back one. The difference between this and this. Why? The fucking pause. Look. The stagger. The pause of the stagger is a bit longer, right? But not that longer. Yeah, the frames are bad. -7, but it doesn't even matter because of the animation, and then this is -8, but you're never gonna punish this because this might come at the end of it, or this might come at the end of it. So you're always like, okay, reacting, you're like, oh, can I go now? Can I go now? Is he gonna do something? And if you do, bam, or if you move, bam, right? So you're just pretty much trying to guess between getting thrown or trying to guess between this. Now, I don't think that this 50-50 is unfair because both of these things are, even though they are unreactable, they are still punishable. Severely punishable. If we look at the frames, like technically this should be fuzzyable, right? Because this is 13 and this is 17. Like it's barely fuzzyable, but I don't know. Maybe someone who's super skilled like Tekken Master could fuzzy it, but I don't know. I think this is just a pure 50-50. You have to guess. Regardless, the back one is the thing that fucking carries. Especially someone who's like, backs up and you're like, fuck, you have to run after him and he's like, ugh, and he pokes you like this. Oh my god. Anyways, alright. Alright. You know, at least Shao Kahn, when he does this, Shao Kahn has a 4-3-4. It can be flawless block, and it's like minus, what is it, minus like 18 or something? No, minus 13 I think it is. And there's a flawless block gap that if you flawless block, you don't have to flawless block up 2. You can simply flawless block, it becomes like minus 20. It's a full easy punish. Anyways, buff Shao Kahn. Alright. Dimitri, this motherfucker. He carries for 2 reasons. Of course, you know, the low and the fucking overhead, that's 19 frames. Why is this 19 frames? Here's my proposition. Either you make it 25 frames, or you keep it 19 frames, but you make this a mid. Maybe you give it a bit more range. Or you know what? You could even make it faster. Make it faster, make it a mid, and have this be safe. How do you like that? That would make it so much better, in my opinion. Of course, that wouldn't be 50-50s, but yeah, this attack here, Sub-Zero, when he's here, he's not very dangerous because his low doesn't reach, right? You see, he has the back one or the 4-2. So you know to just block high and poke him because as soon as he does 4-2, oh my god, back one, you can simply poke out of it because his body moves forward, but this is a high, so you can just duck it and poke him. But when he's here, oh my fucking god, this guy's dangerous. Especially if he jumps on you. When he jumps on you like this, you're gonna have to guess. I'm sorry. And you can fuzzy it actually offline. You cannot fuzzy it online. It's fucking impossible. Excuse my French. But yeah, so okay, this mother effer. So he does this, he mixes you, and now he has this attack. Which means that it's safe, right? He only has to amp it. It's safe, and if he doesn't even amp, it's -10. It's gonna be difficult for you to punish, especially since you potentially anticipate this. So the 4-2 and the back 3 really carries, but that's not the worst. The worst is actually the Sub-Zero that has the quick ice ball. This fucking thing here. I'm sorry, I keep swearing. Because now it becomes 50-50s that both lead to massive combos. And this is safe. The low is actually safe. Not just safe, it's amazing. -4 or -6. -5. All great frames, right? So you often see people do this, backdash into this, which is completely legit. That's a good technique. It's not scrubby. But my point is, he has a low that's safe. The overhead is unsafe, thank god. But the low is hit confirmable and leads to full combo. So you're always scared of the low. You have to block low, and you have to try to react to a 19 frame overhead online, which is impossible. I'm sorry, it's impossible. Alright, next. KANO does not carry. Yes, he has guessing games, essentially, between his chemical burn and his lumbar check at the end of his strings. You're wondering, is he gonna tick throw me or is he gonna throw acid in my fucking face? But you can still fuzzy that. You can OS block that shit. So it's not a fuzzy, it's an OS block. You just block a bit later, which is gonna duck the lumbar check because the lumbar check is faster, and you're gonna block the chemical burn when that comes. Now, of course, he can mix it, and instead of doing chemical burn, he can do his rolling attack, his back 4-3, but that's unsafe for him. So KANO Nation, I respect. This guy I respect, but I don't respect the mix-up that he has. His mix-up does carry a lot. Do I even have a variation with his mix-up? Because I don't play like this. Yeah, I think I do. Alright, so I'm going to say that Kabal carries when he mixes, And I know you're gonna say, well, what about this light air gas? That's super strong. Yes, it's super strong, but it's not the easiest thing in the world. It's not hard. It's not too hard, right? You know, but it still takes skills, which is why you don't see this too often. You see good players using light air gas, so I'm not gonna say that carries. You've already seen why I think Liu Kang carries. Does Kitana carry? That's a good question. She has amazing frames, but her staggers are not unreactable. So I'm gonna say she doesn't carry. This guy doesn't carry. You have to work hard with this guy. She fucking carries. Oh my god, she carries. Alright, we're gonna look at this. We're gonna look at this. Alright, Kabal. Kabal can be fair, and he's someone who's very good, safe on everything, but he takes some skills, right? He takes some thinking. Like the back one here. Back one. Look at this range. Okay, you could definitely say that she carries actually, because -3 or when he's close, -2. No, what? What did I say -2? Okay, and when he's far, it's -2. Like full range. Am I gonna get it? Okay, anyways, a variable frame data, very, very weird. But yeah, you could definitely say the back 2 carries a little bit because of the frames. But I'm gonna say that because this motion is kind of fluid, he doesn't really pause. I mean, he pauses a tiny little bit, but the difference between this and this, you can see a difference. Even though the frames are real good, you can see a difference. And he's kind of far, so it's hard for him to poke you. And maybe he can poke you with down 4. Eesh. Right, depends how close he is, but yeah. So this carries a little bit, but we'll talk about other shit. I know people are gonna be pissed off in the comments. Alright, this fucking attack. This is completely unreactable. Okay, look. Back 1, 2. You see how it's an overhead? 16 frames. Okay. Back 1, low. Okay. The low is unsafe. -17. Which, okay, makes it kind of fair, right? Kind of. It's very unfair when the mix-up is unreactable. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna bring on BARAKA again because I have to be consistent here. So the overhead is safe. There's just one more hit after this, right? So it's not hit confirmable. You're not gonna get full combo punished if you fall for the overhead while blocking low, unless the guy's a YOLOing maniac. But at least this one is safe, okay? But instead of the overhead, now he has the low hook grab. Alright, god damn it. So he has this one now, okay? So that was one mix-up, 150-50. Okay, now this should be fuzzyable. This definitely should be fuzzyable. Online is going to be very difficult to fuzzy this. That's the overhead, 21 frames. That's the low, 15 frames. It's going to be very tight. Okay, let's see another one. Alright, that's another one, right? Safe, completely safe. -2. Look at these amazing frames. Or, look at this. Okay, so what's the startup on this? 22 compared to 15. Technically fuzzyable, maybe, if you're really good. Online, forget it. So now we are 3 50-50s. 3! So this guy, not only does he have amazing frames everywhere, he can touch you with a mid from this far, that's only -2 or -3. Yes, this is kind of reactable here, you just have to keep blocking. And he's too far to grab you and shit. He's too far to poke you, unless he does something like down 4, but if he's full, let's say he's like max distance, he's not gonna touch you with down 4. So it's like, okay, I can see it's very strong, but it's kind of fair. Strong but fair. But then he does all this 50-50 shit. You're like, alright, thank you. Yeah, and that's why I think he carries online. Because of his 50-50s. 3 50-50s, goddammit. Which, by the way, people, you don't have to play like a scrub like that. You can play Kabal without doing 50-50s and doing normal shit. Staggers, whiff punishes, good combos, things like that. Alright.